click on record. Right, it's recording. Okay, so welcome everybody. We're doing a live recording both on Facebook and also on Zoom. So we get a multiple platform recording. And we are connecting today with a few different collectives, if not many. And we're going to talk about our recent experiences as well as experiences of personal nature that might relate to said people, including a special someone that's just joined us. So we'll go ahead and start talking. So introduce who's coming through, and we'll go ahead, Mariah. Thank you for coming.
Thank you so much for having me, Jack. So who is here is what you want to talk about that is here to connect with us?
Yeah, we'll start with that. Yeah, just go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds lovely. Well, there's an interesting being that I've never seen or connected to.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let me describe her. It's a very feminine energy. At first, I thought, can you hear me well?
Yeah. And okay. With that, before I get too far in, I might send you an invite on Facebook as well, so you can pop on there. Do you reckon that would be needed? I think that's a good idea. So we'll get it.
You know, it's always good to have a contingency plan. So
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So
that would be lovely.
If you can go on to the live recording, then I'll click you in. There should be a green little camera that pops up on your image when you go there. So we're just sorting out.
Go into the live recording?
Yeah, so go to the live and into comments, and you should pop up as watching.
Here you are. Okay, I'm in.
Okay, let's see.
Yes.
Okay, I'll type in. Okay, invite. Okay, so I've clicked you. Right, there you go. You should get an invite in a second, and we'll go from there.
Okay, sounds good.
Mm-hmm. So we just get this happening. It looks to be pretty smooth at the moment. I did a bit of calling in everyone saying, please provide a good connection.
Nice.
And all that stuff. So for sure.
Oh, you know what? Sometimes this always happens to me when I have a lot of beings around me.
Yeah. That's
because I never have an issue here.
Yeah. I'll just inform the people that are watching on live on Facebook. We're just having a bit of hiccups with the Facebook, but otherwise the recording will be on Zoom, and we'll put it up on YouTube for everyone to watch that wants to kind of gain insight that might be of use to them, that resonates.
Okay. All right. I think we're okay on Zoom. Right now, I think we're okay, but I did not get the Facebook invite, but I think we should be fine.
Yeah, I can see your I can see your head on Facebook that you're watching, but there's no no green icon on there, which usually is there if you,
I did not see a green icon. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So.
All right. Let's proceed.
Yes. So I'll definitely see if I can disconnect the blocks, and you can go ahead and just connect with what's going on. Okay. I just took this out, so whatever is being fed by the microphone on the computer will go into the microphone on the phone.
Okay.
Okay, so
are we ready to proceed?
Yes, we are.
All right. So this being Feline, very tall. It's like she's almost like all legs. She's got the bunny ears though, and then like a very feline face.
Mm-hmm.
She's got the whiskers. She's like really, really feminine. So anyway, I'll get more information from her once I connect.
Mm.
And so, by the way, my name is Adey&Jafayehl, everyone.
This is Adey&Jafayehl.
I channel.
Yeah. So you can go ahead and fill in the
I do channel. I do healing.
Yeah,
I'm sure Jack has all my information listed. I do connect to divine and alien beings. Although I haven't done aliens in a while, it's always good to connect to them. They always have some interesting to share. And so that is what we're planning tonight, is to get information from this being about their society, where they're from, possibly in the sky. Sometimes when I do ask that, they just show me like stars, and I don't even know where that is. So we'll see what I get.
Yeah, sure thing.
One moment. Right away, immediately, she gave me a name that she would like to go by. The name that she connects to is Sophia.
Mm-hmm. Welcome, Sophia.
Their greeting is quite interesting. I'm going to see if I can do it. It's
Mm-hmm.
like this. This is how they greet.
Yeah. So, okay. Interesting.
She's very high vibrational. She's not physical. She is 5D.
Enough.
Middle to upper 5D.
Okay.
These beings are more observers. Mm-hmm. They're not here to either help or hinder us. They're observers. They're studying us.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Part of one moment. I want to make sure I get this correct.
Sure.
So she's telling me they have planted seeds here. And what that means to me is some of their collective have incarnated here. They're like doing a deep study on us. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, is that interference?
No.
So like they're connecting to those that have incarnated here, that are part of their star seeds, part of they're following them. I keep hearing myself again. I'm sorry. It's kind of distracting.
And as you're doing that, have you clicked the record button on your side? If not, then go ahead.
I have not. Good idea.
Yeah, we haven't gone too far in, so it's okay.
Okay, it says that I have to ask permission. Okay.
Yeah, but otherwise...
I think it's recording now.
Yeah, okay. Just to check on Facebook Live, guys, let me know if you can hear the audio from the laptop going into the mobile phone, and otherwise just go ahead when you're ready.
Oh, they're saying they don't see me on Facebook.
Yeah, no, because you don't have a green little icon with the camera.
I don't.
No, that's okay.
I don't know how to have access to that. I'm sorry, guys.
No, it's not a problem. As long as they can maybe hear your audio.
Yeah, I think they can hear me.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry about the interruption.
Not a problem.
She's very patient. So they've planted some seeds here, is what she's saying. So there's some of their star seeds are here. And so they're sort of like communicating back and forth and getting information. They're just studying, they're observing. Mm-hmm. They're very, very discreet. They do not like to be discovered, or it's only on their terms, if that makes sense to you.
Yeah, I was thinking, should we ask what constellation? But then I was like, no, not the right time?
They just keep showing me it. I will. Most likely they'll just show me like a star map, see if anything looks familiar. But they're definitely a feline race. They're not hybrid or anything. They're just a feline race that look different. I'm going to ask if there's any close relation to the Lyran race, or even the, I think there's a tiger or something, lion race, right? So let me see what they are closely related to. Much older than the Lyrans.
Okay.
Like they've been around longer. Been around longer than the Lyrans. Constellation. I'm looking at something that looks like the Big Dipper, or is it Little Dipper? Big Dipper?
Yeah, the Big Dipper, I think. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm a little green when it comes to that. Yeah. So that's like around the general area. They occupy 6 planets.
Mm-hmm.
Countless moons. Now these moons that they're showing me, they don't necessarily look like our moons or planets. Some of them are. Wow. Some of them are just like rocks. Kind of like what she's showing me, what circulates around Mars, their moon. You know how their moon does not necessarily look like a planet. Some of them are like that. Some of them are actual planets.
Mm-hmm.
So they occupy 6 planets, many, many moons. "20 light years away." I'm not quite sure what that means, but something like that.
Yeah, decent distance.
She's just asking me to calm down right now because I feel my heart rate is...
Yeah, if you feel the need, just ground yourself and anchor yourself a bit more.
I have my my tourmaline.
Yeah.
A lot of tourmaline around me. She's very, very high vibrational. I'm sorry, one moment.
Not a problem. Take your time.
If you want to ask questions, please. I've asked her to step back a little bit.
Yeah. So with this connection, is that a connection that is connected to Adele or myself or both?
Good question. Both of you. More Adele. More Adele, but both of you.
Yeah, because I do recall that I have been told that I had a life in Lyra as a being, and I've connected through light language to a Lyran being that travels to like an Amazonian type planet and travels with its consciousness. But I'm not sure how accurate that is.
Oh my gosh, she's so interesting. She said one moment, and like she started like, I don't know if they have like a holographic record or screen. It's really, really cool. She's like turning the page. She's like clicking on certain things. So let's see what she brings up.
Oh, cool.
She's I get the feeling these guys are very, very scientific and very, very advanced in technology. And they deal with hard facts. I mean, they're spiritual beings, but they also have that logical science researcher part in them that deals with hard facts. So anytime she says anyone asks stuff like that, they really like to check their stuff.
Yeah, of course.
So they're checking on your connection with Lyra.
Yeah. So yeah, there was a few messages given through that connection.
So it's ancient, your connection with Lyra. It's very ancient, okay? You didn't have very many lifetimes there, but what she's showing me is you were there for the start. When they became a civilization. Now, every alien race goes through their evolution just like we do. Even the Lyrans, the reptilians, they somehow, like, they evolved just like we did, like from whatever you want to believe in as far as the human evolutionary process.
Yeah.
this, you know, and then they were turning into like an actual civilization that ascended in consciousness, you know, and so that's what you were there for. And let's see what your role was.
Okay.
Huh. Interesting. Sort of like a channeler. You brought information in.
Okay.
You brought, it's similar to what you're doing now. You brought information in. It's interesting. That's brilliant. You made your connections with higher source, with higher dimensions, and you brought basically what channelers do here.
Yeah.
And that's what you're using now. That's your, one of your gifts is to be able to connect through higher dimensions and bring information in.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you did, and that's how you helped people ascend with the Varans.
Mm-hmm. Okay, interesting. Yeah. I mean,
you were not there during the conflict, it says.
Yeah. Okay.
You were not involved with the conflict. You were not there, but you tend to have these, and it's not only with Lyra, it's with other, you've had other alien lifetimes where you've done similar things where you get things going, you bring information in. You're very fluid in that way.
Yeah.
You allow yourself to be fluid in that way.
Yeah,
and to receive information. So that's great.
Yeah, it's like a bit like a world bridger. A world bridge kind of thing. So
yeah,
bringing information like you said.
And bringing people together.
Yeah.
Well, I say people, but beings, whatever works for you. So yeah, that was your role. Absolutely. Any other questions you
have? I guess I'd like to touch upon, if possible, in regards to Adele's connection in regards to hybridization connection, because she's got two possible daughters. One's around 16 years at the moment, and one's a bit younger and has more dominant primal aspects. And she's connected with her recently. And I think the name that was given to the older daughter, was Miranda.
Okay, one moment. I am getting that she has more than two, though.
Yeah. I mean, that's the most...
I mean, there's two with this particular race.
Okay.
The feline race, but there's more from what she's showing me. As far as the two that you're speaking of.
Yeah.
Huh. The younger one, there's a younger one.
Okay.
That likes to jump on her bed, be around her.
Yeah.
Very, very high energy.
Mm-hmm.
She likes to cuddle with her. She's very sweet.
Yeah.
That's the younger one.
Yeah.
The older one is going through a lot of training, is what they call it, what we call education here. The older one is going through that.
Okay. Yeah.
She's not around as much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Adele mentioned today that the older ones, like when she saw her, she was on her way somewhere. She was running, and she wanted to connect. She couldn't talk. She just sent her love through her heart space. And you're the one.
She's going through a lot of training.
Yeah, and that Miranda's a very smart girl and very mature for her age.
I'm not getting names, but is Miranda the younger one?
The Miranda.
Or is that the older one?
The older one is Miranda at this point, because the younger one, she couldn't connect with her because she was very young, and the younger one wanted to connect but wasn't sure. She was fighting between her human aspect.
Oh, the younger one is there, indeed.
Yeah. But Adele's confirming, yes, that the little one jumps around her bed and stuff like that with energy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she jumps around her bed. Now the older one is very, very studious. She's going through some sort of training, is what they're showing me.
Okay.
And they're on a very strict schedule.
Okay.
Okay. Now she's going to tell us a little more about their civilization. Okay. There's not really like a money system. It's more like trade and, no, I don't want to say trade and barter, but everyone has certain strengths, certain responsibilities, certain roles. And it's not that these are roles that they were given. These are roles that, okay, this training thing that they go through from adolescence. Now their schooling starts actually later than ours. The training phase that they go through starts what you would equate to like our teenage years. Okay, so like Miranda, this is like basically her beginning stages of training. As children, they stay with their parents, and then they run off and go, not run off, but they go through their training, and that's when they discover what their gifts are, what they're here to do, what they're there to do, and so everyone has a role. Everyone has a role in that society. They're very high vibrational, high dimensional, whatever, not really like a solid physical body. They're light beings. And so this is how goods and services are exchanged.
Yeah.
By their own free will. Okay, they've gone beyond sort of what we're going through, what we're ready to leave and overcome. They've gone beyond that. That's their society. Now I'm asking if I can be shown like at least one of their planets that they occupy, like to see the climate and everything. Of course. Okay, one moment.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm going through like, it's like I'm free falling. There's lots of gas and I'm asking like, is there a solid ground or what's going on? I'm just free falling. Okay. Wow. I'm sorry. I need a moment to
Yeah, it's okay. Take your time.
It's like everything moves and talks to you. It looks like what can I compare it to? It kind of looks like our planet, but not really.
Yeah.
Everything talks to you.
Okay, so like the consciousness is all connected and
everything is alive.
Yeah.
They have ginormous vegetation, plants. Everything is huge. It's a big planet.
Yeah.
It's a cross between a water world and not a water world, solid land, because everything seems so fluid. I'm not in water, but everything moves like so fluidly, like if that makes sense to you.
Yeah, I see.
There's trees, I think that's what they're called. There's landscape. No water. The sky, or what you call the sky, is white. It just looks like I am inside of a cloud. Like all clouds. I don't really see like a blue sky or a green, red or green like the reptilian planets. So that's what I'm looking at. This is their main planet. They do have a ruler. They do have a ruler. There's no political system, but there's what they call the council. They're usually the older, wiser people or felines.
Yeah. And is there like a particular a consistent representation archetype? Like we have different colors and shapes of humans, Is there like a
Ah.
word that looks like more like a feline, like a lion with a mane, or is it mostly the ones that we've been presented with at this time?
Good. All right. So right when you said that, she took me to this building that has like lots of records, lots and lots of records.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like this city is sitting on a cloud because all around me, even like there's no solid ground really for me to walk on, but it looks like it.
Okay.
So now I'm in this building. Yeah, there's different types of species there.
Mm-hmm.
Now they seem to be the largest in number.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, they have, this is like my worst fear. They have giant spiders. I am so afraid of spiders.
Yeah.
They have spider beings,
Yeah. Oh,
lots of insects, some that I don't even know how to describe them.
yeah.
One looks like a caterpillar,
Okay.
really, really long. I thought it was a dragon.
Uh-huh. Interesting.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Oh, that's cute. Thank you. Butterflies, Butterfly Collective.
Yeah. Butterfly.
Oh, wow. I did not expect to see. There's what are these? It's a avians, bird
The
collective,
avian. Yeah.
avians,
The avians. Mm-hmm.
the blue avians. Ants,
Oh, the antids.
because they have a lot of,
Mm-hmm.
huh?
I've heard of the
Yeah.
ants. The antids. They're very old as well. But yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Mm. Ant collective is there, some.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, another frogs. I'm really afraid of frogs too, actually.
Okay, fair enough.
So yeah, that's what she's showing me. But there is a lot more, but she said they're not recognizable to us, the rest of
Yeah.
them.
Yeah, like you mentioned once with the triangle-headed being with the three fingers, three toes that stand as toes. That's like totally out of our
Yeah.
realm. But yeah,
Really? Oh,
yeah,
that's so cool.
they're like really cool.
Yeah, and also if you want to tap in and see what I see, I'm sure you can.
Mm,
Okay. All right. So, like I said, 6 planets. They're ruled by these wiser beings.
okay.
And it's not like they're all like feline. There's different beings representing what's there.
Like collective.
And so that's pretty much how it goes. Now, they are of the high mind. As different as they can be, somehow they're all joined together, if that makes sense to you. So, like, let's say when there is a decision that's made, it's like energy that gets sent out, and immediately everyone is informed and everyone is at that level from what she's
Okay.
showing me. They move together, they think together, they do everything
Yeah.
together, but it's not like they're controlled. Okay, they all have their own free will.
Okay, so it reminds me of something that's connected to a technology that helps disperse information to the collective efficiently. So it's not a hive mind collective, but it's a technology that's been integrated into that society or one of the societies. It's not exclusive to one race, but a few different races that uses this technology as a collective council of people, like more inclusive. So what people think
Interesting.
gets fed into this one source.
Yeah, it's similar to that.
Yeah, kind of like that, as I recall.
It's very, very similar to that. Very similar to that.
Mm.
So I asked her, I said, so I didn't want to get right into conflict, but I wanted to know if they've like had any conflict with any other alien beings, you know, because they're so like high vibrational. Not so much like you would think with reptilians or insectoids, but the one race that kind of tries to penetrate their high mind. Definitely the Zetas, the Greys. The Greys are very, very skilled in that way to manipulate thought, forms of thinking. She said, just like how they use it on you, the humans.
Yeah.
So part of the study that they're doing, how they're studying us, is to help them understand how the Gray collective, the Zeta collective, not just the Zetas, there's other Gray collectives, how they do it, like how they are able to penetrate your thought process in your mind and manipulate it. That's really their power, because if you look at them, she says, they don't look like very physically like strong beings, like intimidating in that way. They have the bigger brain and the bigger mind, because that's how they attack.
Yeah.
And they're very, very skilled with technology.
Yeah, I understand.
Okay. All right. So any other questions for her?
I guess the two daughters of Adele, she doesn't remember exactly how they look like, but she remembers there was something different about them, and perhaps maybe why that is, and who was behind the hybridization, because she didn't see people as, she saw the secretary in the office as a see-through person with red hair and whatnot. And when she connected with the secretary in that office building, that's the way she was presented with it. But yeah.
Can you repeat the question? I'm sorry. It was,
who was the collective or group?
How they were conceived? Oh, okay, one moment. Blue Avians? Interesting. Okay, so their technology does come from the Avians mostly. The Avians are a very ancient like race, even older than them. And so a lot of the projects like that, I don't know why Human Genome Project came to mind, but a lot of that type of a study is done through them, and they are the ones that coordinate their hybridization program, not anyone else's. She wants to make sure. So it's done through them, the Avians. Now the being with the red hair, is that what you said? Someone with red hair?
Yeah, the way that was presented in that vision.
I'm not connecting to red. One moment.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Sorry, one moment. I'm still receiving.
Take your time. No worries.
Yeah, you're on the right track. Now, I'm not getting a clear answer on this being, because, yeah, sort of like a research assistant. I wouldn't say secretary. These, God, there's so many different types of beings that live on that planet.
Yeah.
I don't know what to call this thing. It looks like it's hairy, but it's not like physical, but it's very hairy.
Yeah.
Honestly, it looks like a cartoon character. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's got one eye.
Yeah.
It's one big oval eye.
Okay.
And the rest of it is fur. It's like, I don't know. That's what it is. It's one of their beings. These are the beings that we won't be able to like really identify because we are not aware of them yet.
Yeah, of
So
course.
yeah, they work together. It's a one-eyed
Yeah.
what is it called?
Cyclops. Yeah. Yeah.
Looking being,
Yeah.
one big oval eye.
Uh-huh.
Um, yeah, red furry thing. It's kind of cute, but it's like interesting.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah. Yeah. So we were talking about the fact that they were kind of like she was connecting with them when she was in the younger years before pubescence, and as well as being involved in having those two daughters. Was it a positive exchange or negative exchange? What was the intention?
On their part, it's positive, but I'm
Yeah,
being shown that there was a lot of fear on her part. On
yeah,
Adele, there was a lot of fear and
yeah,
confusion,
yeah. She didn't
and
know.
that prolonged the process because they wanted her to be comfortable. So this was a very long process, actually,
Yeah,
very long, because they wanted to take their time. They wanted to make sure these beings were not created out of fear, because that affects your energy in that process affects the hybrid children at creation, if that makes sense to you.
yeah. Of
So if
course.
they were created out of fear, then, and that's what they're going to represent.
Yeah, I understand.
So it was a very long process, actually. But no, they were created out of love, not fear.
Yeah, I think it's just the like most people that have those experiences, it's unexpected, so it's kind of like yeah, a bit startling, scary stuff. But
I don't know if Adele remembers this, but
mm,
she's been on their does she remember her experience? Because she's been conscious on their ship.
yeah, I mean, she says that she may have like revisited to get answers, especially to the secretary.
Yeah. Yeah.
But otherwise, she told
Mm.
me a good deal of details where the older one was very strong-willed and actually escaped. Um, I don't know if that's true, but that's been said. That's the experience. And the young one was
Strong-willed, yes. Escape, no.
so just may got out of the room or the space and just ran around in the ship. Like got out of the room, the space
Yeah.
and ran around. Yeah.
Sorry, you cut off just a little bit when you were
Okay.
saying that.
So it was more like the older one was getting out of the space and running around, or
No, not necessarily. The older one is what's the word? I wouldn't say bashful, but very, very sensitive. Now, these beings are really sensitive. They pick up on your energy and your aura, whether you're a parent, they're hybrid parents or not. If they sense a little bit of fear, and some of them, fear or confusion, they don't necessarily want to mix with that, if that makes sense to you.
yeah,
And so until they feel like it's all love and we're welcoming them into our heart, they're not going to want to be around you. And that's not
mm-hmm.
to disrespect anyone. It's just how energy works. When you are on that realm, the energy realm, your vibration really matters, right? So if you're not vibrating at a certain rate
Yeah,
as they are, it'll be hard for you to connect. You're
mm-hmm.
going to always feel like connect with them, if that makes sense to you.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
But there's a lot of love there. There is a lot of love, especially on Adele's part. I mean, I think they're her world now.
mm-hmm.
I hope she's listening.
Yeah, she's listening. She actually laughed when you were talking about the daughter being a bit, bashful. Because
Oh yeah.
it runs in the family it runs in the family where the women are very strong-willed and like very persistent.
Absolutely. And yeah, they do have her traits, they said.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, let me see what trait that is. Very curious and very inquisitive, like really like ask a lot of questions. I need to know, that kind of thing. I need information. One of them is like that. I don't know if it's the older one or the younger one, but they're giving me like this idea of one of them being really, really like inquisitive, curious. They want to know a lot about everything.
Yeah.
They're like ready.
Yes.
That might be the older one from what I'm sensing. Very, very. So that is something that Adele has.
Yeah.
And the younger one is I don't want to say ADD, but just she's, I don't know if it's a she or a he, but all over the place. Very, very high energy. They have a hard time pinning her down from what they're saying. She could be high strung in a way, you know, but it's nothing bad. It's all good. Everyone has their own, you know, energy signature. You know, the younger one, I feel like, is going to move towards like healing, and the older one is moving towards like science, research, curiosity, all of that. Like they want to know everything about everything.
Yeah.
The older one seems to be a little more on the logical. The younger one seems to be like more of the dreamy, I want to heal everyone, I want to love everyone, that type of energy. So one is an extrovert, one is an introvert.
Okay.
From
so
what I'm hearing.
The younger one is the healer and the older one is the scientist.
Like research, very curious, want to know everything.
Yeah.
That type of energy.
Okay, cool. Interesting.
Very, very brilliant.
Definitely.
The older one also, from what I'm picking up and what they're showing me, very sensitive to energy, and they shut down really quickly. If something doesn't feel right, if they don't feel comfortable, they just shut everything down.
Okay. Understandable.
Unwilling to connect. Okay. Any other questions for this being? Belle, or you?
Okay, so who was that was connecting? Could you cut off for a second?
Did I? I said, do you have any other questions for Sophia here while she's here? Oh, okay. She just showed me her tail, actually.
Okay.
She has a really long tail, bushy, fluffy long tail from what I see. She's so cute.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've never seen anything like this.
Definitely interesting.
And they have like colors, like a lot of their world is very, very colorful. Like the beings that I'm looking at, like colors, like the caterpillar, for example, like a shade of green. I can't even like, it's a green color, but it's very vibrant like that. I can feel the vibration of it. The red being that I saw, very, very candy apple red, but like really high vibrational. I can feel the vibration of red. That's what I feel. The spider being that I saw, it's like a dark navy blue color, very bright, very vibrant. Everything that I'm looking at is very vibrant, and nothing, I can't touch anything obviously, but it looks like, I don't know, it just seems so real. I feel like I'm in some kind of fantasy land. That's what it feels like, their world.
Yeah. But
okay.
Yeah, otherwise don't think I have any particular questions other than that. If there's nothing else that needs to be imparted from them in regards to Adele or themselves.
One moment. Let me see. One moment. There may be a message. So we must be getting like a huge wave of energy, like towards December.
Okay.
Okay, there's a massive wave that's coming through.
Mm-hmm.
So their message is just hang in there. It's all helpful. It may seem like you're in the middle of like a huge emotional storm,
Mm-hmm.
but it will pass, and hang in there because it's all for your benefit.
Mm.
This, what we are going through, must happen. It must take place.
Yeah.
Although they may not be able to support us, it doesn't mean they're not sending us their energy and their love and their healing, because they
Yeah,
are.
absolutely.
We just have to be on the sideline.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of last December where there was a big spike of energy and my third eye was getting a bit of a headache. Yeah, so there was
Headache, yeah, same
amplification
here.
going on, and especially when we went out to connect with Mother Earth, we went to like a native piece of land near the beach, water, bush, and all that. It was pretty much perfect. And underneath the stars, so this spot when you go out at night time, you see all the different galaxies and what you can call them, all different stars. And we created like a dimensional bubble around the camping, so we got to see our different aspects, and we're doing like shamanic journeying and healing, and I was going through different lives and stuff, and doing like firework purification and whatnot. And that's where I had the lion aspect with wings coming, and also a more of a dragon energy come in as well. And there was also a lot of elementals,
Oh, wow.
orcs coming in that were kind of coming out of people's aspects. So if a person walks into that dimensional bubble, their aspect will pop through and they'll shift into that aspect. And then we had a lot of
That's interesting.
yeah. I think there was also these Avians that came in. These are the light-skinned, white, grey-looking being with the turtleneck, one-piece black suits. And they came in. And they were like getting samples. I'm not sure if it was them, but there was a ship with like three bubbles, like in a flower shape. So 3 round kind of balls with tentacles coming down into the water, and sometimes the light would flash on. The light would flash on, and as if someone was on the beach trying to like get people off the beach from camping, but it wasn't them. I was like telling my friends to stay calm and stay in the heart space. And then you see these little people running on the beach, like little men, and it was so interesting. And yeah,
You can see that. That's cool.
yeah. And then across
That's
the
really
board,
interesting. And
yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no. I was just saying, she's when you were talking about nature and everything, when this type of energy hits us, that's actually the best place you would want to be, is in nature. It kind of like softens the blow of how the energy hits you. The reason why it can be difficult for us when massive surge of energy comes is because, first of all, most of us are not expecting it. So we're not meeting it at a higher vibration. It's just kind of crashing into us. But naturally, when you're in nature, nature raises your vibration naturally, you know, whether you're aware you're connecting to nature or not.
Mm-hmm.
And so it kind of helps a lot when this happens.
Yeah.
And I know like December is not like an ideal time, especially for where I live, because it gets really cold here, to be outside in nature. And so if that's not possible, try not to be around too much electronics and technology, because that actually makes it a little bit worse for us. Thanks to you. And so, yeah, nature is the best place to be if possible.
Yeah, for sure. Like having that intuition really switched on, and following that intuition is very important at that time. And that was the kind of catalyst for us to actually just follow that and go to nature and connect with the surroundings, the ancestry, and as well as the elementals and whatnot, etc., etc. And that night was just absolutely beyond comprehension, because I was channeling. I was doing like past life regression, healing, seeing a different aspect coming. I saw like feline. I saw like a feline with a cute little nose, with like the cappuccino skin, with like little short
That's what I'm looking at.
and then I saw like the mermaid aspect with the little whisker things coming off, with like aqua blue,
Wow.
like blue, and that was really cool. And then there was like also the earthly like, reincarnations, that like the geisha and the Indian and the Italian that looked like a witch with the big hair tied up. And yeah, it was very fascinating. And there was also the shamanic aspects that were coming in for that person, as well as myself. It was like a reflection in a way. And at one point, you'd see me with like three different faces, like a face here and two faces here, showing some different aspects coming in all the time.
Aspects.
Yeah, so tapping into different attributes and stuff like that. So
you are so sharp, because I was getting ready to say, during this time is where we get a lot of messages when we get hit with like big surge of energy. So it is like an auspicious time for us to do a little meditation, because this energy that's coming is not only opening you up to your own information, your own wisdom, but you're also getting messages from higher realms, from the divine, you know, like, so yeah, absolutely. Go to nature. If not, you know, meditate and try not to have a lot of technology around you. And you will be amazed at how much information comes through for you, you know, for you and for the collective. It is the best time possible to receive your messages and to expand your consciousness. That's what the energy waves do, is they expand your consciousness. It's available for you. It's up to you whether you want to meet it at its level or let it crash down on you, you know, because that's when it crashes, that's when you have no energy. That's when you get the flu-like symptoms, you know, all what they call the ascension symptoms.
Yeah.
That's what happens, because you're not meeting this energy at a certain level.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, that's the message that she has. And so enjoy is what she's saying.
Thank you, Safaye.
It's all going to be for your benefit, okay?
Yeah.
We're sort of like their babies.
Aww. Yeah. Much love and appreciation.
Yeah. Thank you. Cool. Let's see.
Yeah.
What else we can connect to.
Yeah. We'll see who else has a few messages, intimate and collective.
There is a, what are you? It looks almost like a human being. It has gray skin. Really, it's a male. Really like round and, well, I don't know if it's round. Like big blue eyes.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Yahyel.
Yeah.
He's like, we are your cousin. They're like related to us, right? He's like, we're your cousins or something like that, he says. Yeah. So there's a Yahyel that's here.
There's actually a crystal you're wearing at the moment. That's from the, I'm not sure if it's the Esasani. It's called, it's named as Esgilite, but JSX said that it was actually a starosonite crystal.
Oh.
So
interesting.
It's connected to that collective.
The Yahyel, for sure. Yeah, there's a being here. The Yahyel collective, male energy. He looks just like a human, but not really, if that makes sense. Their skin is just a little too gray to be a human.
Yeah.
Hair, like us, curly. This being is physical, 4D, fourth dimension.
Okay.
Oh, from the future. They are the future human race, I guess, right? From the future.
Yeah, future version. Yeah, that's interesting.
From the future timeline. The year. Now, sometimes when I see numbers, when they show me, it's like backwards. I'm looking at a mirror. He keeps telling me to rearrange because I see a 3, a 4, and 2 zeros, but then I don't know if it's 4, 3 or 3, 4. He keeps telling me rearrange the numbers, but he's from that timeline.
So
3, 4,
3, 4,
3,400. 3,400.
34.
That's their timeline.
That's
3400.
okay. In the
The year
future.
3,400 is the timeline that he's from.
Uh-huh. Interesting.
Now their clothing is interesting. What is it? Their clothing is interesting. It's like second skin.
Yeah,
they're not really wearing fabric like this.
Yeah, I see.
I don't know what to call it. It's like
is it like
very tight.
Yeah, it's like, is it like yoga pants, really tight to the skin? In that sense. But it acts like it.
But it's gives them energy or something.
Okay, interesting.
Say that again?
Interesting.
You kind of cut out. I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. But it's like second skin. It's like what we would equate to the future spacesuit. Really, really tight fitting.
Yeah.
But then it has like little probes. And it gives them, that's their food. Because when we go into the future and we're in a higher vibrational energy, we're going to eat less and less, and energy suit that they're wearing collects energy from the sun.
So, okay, just cutting a little bit, but pretty much this suit itself.
Like solar energy, and it feeds them.
Okay, so the little round bubbles on the side collects the solar energy into it and feeds into the body. Oh, wow, yeah. Definitely.
Thank you. Oh my God, thank you for connecting to that.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's what their suit looks like. And their eyes are much wider. It seems like...
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not making predictions here.
Yeah.
But
I just got for a bit. I need to repeat that. Let's see, 1 second. Yes, it looks like
he's telling me the reason why they...
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to continue. The reason why they're...
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead. The reason why they are... Go ahead.
Their eyes are bigger and wider.
Yeah.
Is because we're going to be further away from the sun.
Okay.
If that makes sense to you. And now this is another, maybe this is another timeline. I can't see Earth being further away, but
yeah,
that's possible. But that is because whatever planet they're on, if they are our future, it's a little bit further from the sun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, it's kind of like jumping a little bit, but we'll see how we go. The energy might be like a bit high at the moment vibrationally. We'll try to get...
Did I lose you?
Like, no, you haven't lost me. I'm still here.
Okay, good. I'm sorry. It's so hot here too. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, if you need to
okay, yeah, so you know what? I do have water, but I may need to. I didn't think... I have a little battery left on my laptop. It was so fully charged when I first started.
Yeah.
And now I'm like at 30%. So we can keep going for a little bit. But yeah, further away from the sun. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. Okay. That makes sense. That makes sense. Because I guess the sun is going to get, larger and larger, and it becomes inhospitable for our type of life, human beings as you see it. And so it seems like either some cosmic event cause the moon and the earth to push back a little bit, or we're going to go on to another timeline, another planet. I don't know how that works, because a lot of things can change between now and then. So anyway, this is what he's informing me, is that they're a little bit further away from the sun.
Mm-hmm.
But they are in the solar system. That's so interesting.
Yeah.
But it's just like a different timeline. It's way in the future, way in the future.
Yeah, like mentioned.
It makes sense, actually.
Mm-hmm.
It makes sense. That's why our scientists are trying so hard to find another planet that is hospitable. Now, obviously, we know that NASA and our government knows more than they're saying.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, that's why there's the desperation to find another planet to host our life, our humans, and whatever is here.
Yeah, definitely.
And so, yeah.
Yeah, cool. And with the connection of the Yahyel, was there a particular reason for him to connect at this time?
Yeah, let's see. His connection is actually to me.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that.
Cool.
He says it's just greetings. Greetings. I know I have a connection with this person, with this Yahyel being, but it really is to just show their presence. And he said, feed your curiosity if you dare to explore.
Yeah,
that's exactly how he worded it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I think with the Liddell, we've pretty much dug into and got the most pertinent information at this time. I know that I do have.
Oh, let me see.
So go ahead.
Finish.
Sorry. Let's see if it's comes back. It's kind of freezing.
Proceed. I get back. I'm sorry about the inner own experience. There's a lot of high energy beings here.
Yeah.
He kind of wanted to talk about state human consciousness right now, collectively.
Yeah, collectively about the human consciousness. Oh man, it's kind of freezing for a little bit, but let's see how we go with that.
No.
Can you bring in the more stronger connection, please? clear balance.
Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, it at the moment it's okay. But yeah, just to balance with the people around, or the beings, we can.
My Wi-Fi.
It's a bit red at the moment, but your voice is coming through pretty well.
I'll just send my good intentions and energy to everything.
See if we can harmonize.
I hope it gets better.
Yeah.
Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
So the state of the human consciousness is what he wanted to talk about.
Okay.
And I think it'll be fine. Whoever is meant to hear this will hear this. So we're going to proceed.
Yes.
So it's at a very, 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 very fragile state, but also gaining momentum. Okay, so the surge of energy that the previous one spoke about, will make things a little chaotic for a very short time, but then improvement will come as far as the human consciousness. It doesn't mean that conflicts are going to stop.
Mm-hmm.
Conflict will always be here, but how we choose to respond to conflict is slightly changing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We don't have the one thing collectively that we lack is we don't really trust ourselves. We are in a constant state of doubting,
Mm-hmm.
doubting ourselves, doubting our information, doubting who we are. Collectively, this doesn't mean everyone is going through this. This is like energy of the collective.
Mm-hmm.
You're doubting yourself, and I'm doubting myself. But that's where he's at, and so it's gaining momentum. But it's around like the December time. It's gonna be a little crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, but things should calm down
Mm-hmm.
like well into like March from what he's showing me. 3
Mm-hmm.
is the third month. And so yeah, that is what he has to say as far as the human consciousness. So
Mm-hmm.
stay strong.
And
I feel like they are like outsiders watching this game of life that we call life.
yeah.
And it's like they're coaching us. There's not much they can do for us because this is our experience. We
Mm-hmm.
must go through this. But they are here to support us. They are with us. They're on this journey with us. They're here to support us. But they cannot walk this journey for us.
Of course.
Okay, they can't give us everything. They can give us just a little bit of information to open us up to our own information.
Mm-hmm.
They're here to guide us, and this is how they want to be treated. Not just the Yahyel, but any higher vibrational being that is around us. Sometimes they do step back a little bit. If you've ever experienced this, and I know I have, from what he's telling me, when we first start connecting with these beings and we're opening up, we sort of create this codependent relationship with them where we're expecting a lot. And that's when they start pulling back.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not because you did anything wrong. It's to make you stronger.
Yeah.
To start, for you to start believing in yourself.
Mm-hmm.
That is what's needed right now, for us to start believing in ourselves rather than believing in others, to help us understand ourselves, if that makes sense.
It does make sense.
That is what's needed. That's where we need to shift to.
Mm-hmm.
We have this need to be led. We have this need to sorry, are we okay?
We're good.
And so that is, we have to be able to stand up on our own 2 feet. That's really what's going to help us achieve whatever it is that we need to achieve to make it through.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, I agree. I think that's part of the message.
We're just trying to balance ourselves right now.
Yeah, it is about that. It's all about like very much grounding that energy consistently as much as possible, because it's like you said, going up to December, up to April with the gateway and Northern Lights, as we kind of touched upon in our past conversation. The groundwork the foundation will assist with what's in the next 6 months, and for us to experience.
I cannot hear you. I've lost. Okay, are you there?
Yeah, I'm still here. I'm still seeing you.
Okay, good.
Yeah, nothing's happened here.
Ooh, it's so choppy on my end. Oh my gosh, this is so embarrassing. I'm sorry, but yeah.
We've got the sound being fed through the speakers of the me recording as well. So how it works out, it works out for the best. And your connection's good now, so go ahead. So yeah,
Awesome.
Like I've posted on Facebook, little I get songs sent to me like before I wake up, for example, like The Sky's the Limit, or I'm not sure if you're familiar with dance music like To Limitless. When she's dancing around, she say "Sky's the limit" or something, and then there's
Oh no.
There's songs like Right Here, Right Now by Fatboy Slim. So the messages within songs. And then there's also
That's cool.
more recent songs as well, like Magic in You and stuff like that. They're kind of redirecting and saying that like there's not the limit.
That's beautiful.
That's beautiful.
That's to raise your vibration.
Yeah. So
Totally.
it really
Music does raise our vibration.
Yeah. And it's a very important tool.
Yeah,
to
they're
use.
here to inspire us. Indeed. They're here to do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. They're here to remind you of what's around you that you can utilize to help you on your journey. Because everything that we need is already here. If not within you, it's around you, right? And so they're here to remind you of the basics. The problem is we, as a collective, get too wrapped up in this game of life. And we do forget, we become so disconnected and become prisoners of our own mind. But that is starting to loosen its grip, you know what I mean? We're starting to break free of that. We're just trying to gain momentum. It's like sometimes we do take a few steps forward and then, like, you know, a lot of steps back, but we're gaining momentum. That is what he's talking about, the state of humanity. And so the secret ingredient is you believing in yourself is what's needed, coming out of your fears. So, a lot of us are fearful of even our abilities and what we can do, what we are able to do. We're fearful of that. And so that's what this wave of energy is going to help us break free away from is that. So it might be a little hectic because you're going to have to face your fears in order to break free of them, right? That's a lot of that is going to happen.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, like I've mentioned, I mean, we need to also stop comparing ourselves even in our path, because everyone, like I've reiterated to people, it's like everyone's unique, everyone's equal, and everyone's going to a meeting place that's the same place in a cohesion kind of way to meet the goal, which is pretty much harmonize. And like I like to go into like the subject of fractal nature of existence, how everything is like from big to small, and everything in between, and how it works together in cohesion, and like energy and frequencies and patterns all help to make the world that we're in, as well as understanding how powerful we are as light beings within these vessels, these avatars. So yeah, that's getting through.
Absolutely. Are you also tapping into his energy? Because I feel like you guys are kind of in sync. Because what you talk about is what I'm receiving too. So yeah, absolutely. We are equal in some ways, but we're also very different in our own individualistic ways. We all have our energy signature, if that makes sense to you. But it works by equal. It means it works harmoniously. It works harmoniously together if we allow it to, right? And so, yeah, absolutely. And that's when we get the bigger picture, right? When we start working together.
Yes.
Absolutely. Yes.
Yes. And I mean, this is a bit of a side note.
You must start believing in yourselves. That is what they're really focusing on.
Yeah, that's what's going to bring out the magic, so to speak. Like the way that we are able to ground and make tangible for us is to use keywords that are still in the human consciousness and ground that instant released within this reality, and blossom. But yeah, I don't really intentionally tap into, but I anchor the higher vibrations with intention, with the different beings that I connect to, and like I'm really into the scientific, but mix it with the spiritual so that it goes in cohesion. But I'm very much into creating the spiritual basis with the kind of framework. I would say I don't know what predominant aspect is present in me, because I've had soul shards come back to me in the last 3 months or so. So I've been integrating different energies, and it's down with the flow. Like Bruce Lee, there's a BruceLee clip that I posted on Facebook that's a bit of a remix, but it's really getting on point with like how I need to be at this time to receive, but also go with the flow with and try not to grab onto every single thing and know that it will fall into place like a puzzle as it is, perfectly. But yeah, otherwise I've been delving into also past connections going back to the Anunnaki and Enki especially. Enki can enable Noah, because Noah is a guide connection of mine, a guide connection, as well as Merlin that we know of. And I've had a lot of synchronicities with people that have been involved with me during that time of Avalon. And I'm still kind of juggling whether I was that wizard of that time. I'm still juggling whether or not I was that aspect of that wizard during Avalon as well.
One moment. Interesting. What I'm seeing is you had great influence over that wizard. Great influence. Like, you were either on the other side or you were like a non-physical being or something like that.
Okay,
but you had great influence. Very, like, huge influence over this wizard. Is that what you said?
Yeah, wizard, yeah, Merlin. Because the word Merlin.
Did you say Merlin? That's exactly what I saw.
Yeah, Merlin.
Yeah.
Yes.
You had great influence over Merlin. Great influence. Say, I don't know if you were a spirit guide or if you were. You were not physical in that time.
Okay, interesting.
You were a non-physical, high vibrational being.
Interesting indeed. No, because I like some people like will.
At least I don't perceive you. I don't see you as a solid being.
Okay. Yeah, that's interesting.
I just see your energy hovering over Merlin. Your presence definitely was there. Your awareness was there, but you were not physical, if that makes sense to you.
Yeah, of course. It does.
A great influence over Merlin.
Oh, okay.
Very influential, in a positive way.
Yeah. I would like to think so.
I know. No, it is. It is. I know Merlin has his bad rap. I don't know, but I don't really tap too much into Merlin energy, but it's quite interesting. Now, while you were talking, I have to say, this being is showing me pictures, and when he was giving me the analysis of like the consciousness, the collective consciousness, I just saw like a bunch of humans, right? You know, as representative our collective, and then our mind turned into a projector, you know, and it's basically what they call our mind is our manifester.
Yeah,
that's what projects our reality. And so that's what he was showing me. It's like a bunch of human beings, right, with the projectors lit up, and that's actually our world, our individual world that we live in, right? I mean, our environment is what our mind projects. And so basically he's saying train your manifester to manifest like the the type of life that you want. Basically stuff that I really don't talk about all the time, but basically that's what's needed.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, that was really natural.
Yeah. Indeed. Sorry, that was just a little personal message.
But there is just about 4 GB. My Mac works is if it gets too low on gigabyte because it's chewing up the memory, then it'll so we'll just, I think we'll wrap it up, and you can call up and do something else.
Yeah, my computer is dying too.
Yeah. So otherwise, yeah, the
absolutely
aspect of emails pretty awesome. And then there's also Anunnaki, and yeah, we'll do something in the future, including the great things that you're doing with the Ethiopians and the Israelis with their awakening. So there'll be an update with that.
That would be amazing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes. Yeah, thank you. We'll talk about that next time, but that's an amazing project that I've been working on, and thank you for your help also on that.
No problem. So just to wrap up and make sure we encapsulate this recording, we'll say goodbye on the Zoom, and we'll see live in about a few minutes.
Thanks, everyone.
And thank you, everybody that's been here, and thank you for Adele for showing up, and anyone that's going to watch this video in the future.
Thanks, Adele.
And so we'll just click finish. Thank you so much. So we got that there. So I'll just stop recording.